Hello, my name is Dr. Pagad. I'm a mentor at the USMLE Sarthi, where we guide international medical graduates in the pursuit of US medical residencies. Today, I'm thrilled to share the inspiring story of one of our mentees, Savanl Patel, who recently matched into a residency program in New York. Savan's journey began with a dream to practice medicine in the United States. And like many international medical graduates, he faced numerous challenges adapting to a new medical system, navigating complex application process, and the intense competition. As his mentor, I leveraged my own experiences in internal medicine to provide Savan with personalized guidance. We worked together on refining his application, enhancing his interview skills, and building a professional network vital for his success. Our sessions were intensive, focusing on the nuances of the residency application process and how to stand out. Savan's dedication and hard work, combined with the support from USMLE Sarthi, prepared him well. The moment Savan received his residency acceptance was a proud milestone for all of us. It was a testament to his perseverance and the effectiveness of mentorship in bridging gaps for IMGs. Savan's success story is not just about matching into a residency program, it's about the resilience, determination, and the power of mentorship in achieving one's dreams. At USMLE Sarthi, we are committed to empowering more IMGs like Savan, helping them navigate the journey in the medical field. If you're on this path, remember, you're not alone. We are here to guide you through every step of the way. Thank you for listening, and a big congratulations to Savanl Patel on his remarkable achievement.
But like the first thing should be like keep your heads up and keep working. Like match result is not something which is in our hand, but how do you approach it is in your hand. So like the first thing which is most important is like start working on your CV, start gaining recent USCs, that too with hopefully if you are able to get good LOR records, that will really help you. Obviously people say that you can prepare yourself and do mocks with friends, but I would suggest like go for some professional services. Like Sarthi really helped me, so go for trial and tested services. Like there are many services available at this point of time, but go for trial and tested ones. If you take help from professionals, they have already been through your journey. They are already physicians, they are already PDs or faculty, so they know that what you should say and the way it should be delivered.
Morning, good afternoon, everyone. Today we have our student, Dr. Savanl Patel, who matched in his second attempt with a great number of interviews. He accepted a pre-match. So we wanted to just discuss his journey, what were the challenges and how he overcame. So welcome, Savan. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, I'm good. How about you?
Good. Thank you. So let's start off with a bit of a background about you. Tell us a bit about yourself.
Yeah, I'm a 2019 graduate from India. Like I started my medical journey after graduating from medical school, and then I did few electives during right before graduating, so that's more valuable. And then COVID hit. I was preparing for my step one, so I continued preparing for my step one. Then due to COVID, I had some challenges. I was not able to gain USCs at that time, so I took help of my mentors, and then I went for research during that time. And then I applied last season, but I was not able to match. And so I took help of professional. Like I researched some of the services available, but then I went forward with a trial and tested one like Sarthi, and that really helped me. And this year I had a good amount. I had 17 interviews this year, and I accepted a pre-match offer.
Well, thank you. So when you say challenges, right? So COVID was obviously one challenge. You couldn't find rotations. And then the second one, you mentioned that this was your second attempt, you didn't match last time. So what differences or major changes you made in your application or interview prep kind of strategies to overcome those challenges?
So I took the platinum package for Sarthi. So I had a mentor. He was Dr. Pagad, and he really helped me. Like we have that one monthly meeting, so he kept me on track. The other thing which helped me was the editing service of CV and PS. That was something I believe that boosted my application. Some of my interviews really liked discussing about some of the points which were mentioned in my CV. like there was not major change from my CV from last year, but the way I mentioned it mattered this time. And the other thing the other challenge was obviously the USC thing. Like obviously USMLE journey is a bit of financial burden for us. So I didn't do any paid services. I didn't do any paid rotations after going unmatched last season. But I was working as a scribe, and due to my local connection with the doctor, he was able to help me get a rotation with a endocrinologist PD in a university program, and
Excellent.
that really boosted my application.
Good, good. So just on the cost saving, what were some of the cost saving measures you put in place? Like you said, you worked, so obviously
Yeah.
that helped. You, on the basis of your work, you managed to get some rotations. What was obviously remote interviews help and saving of costs. Was there anything else that you did to overcome this cost issue?
Yeah, the main thing was research. Like for research, I collaborated with my seniors who were in India. So like there are few agencies which charge you for research, but like if you have connections, you can work with your seniors, with your colleagues from back in your home country where you did residency, and you can go and publish great articles in permanent Index journal that can really help you. Like you don't need to pay for research if you already have connection. The other thing was the the thing which I did, like I worked as a medical scribe. That helped me in two ways. Like working as a medical scribe gives you insight into EMR systems, and programs really like that. Like we had discussion about that in almost all my interviews. And the other thing which can help you is like you can make connections within the hospital or the place where you work and get letters of recommendation or rotations within the institution.
Okay, so this is great. So working in the US helps you not only build connections, but also entry into the system. So, tools like EMR become easier, and that's a great selling point in the interviews. What all were the other main themes or things they discussed with you in the interview? So EMR was one thing. What else was the focus of discussion?
The other focus of discussion was like they were really impressed by my letter of recommendation from the doctor which I work as a scribe. So that was one of the highlights for the interviews. The other things which usual being a graduate with 4 years out of graduation, so they like to know my journey, like what I did for the 4 years, particularly because like they see it as like there should not be any gap. If there is gap, you need to address it. They would like to know why there was the gap. And they really liked the way my personal statement was made, particularly for my FM part. I dual applied for FM and IM. They were really impressed with my FM's letter of recommendation,
Okay.
as well as
So
the
that's an
personal statement.
important point. I'm sorry, go ahead.
As well as the personal statement.
So a couple of important points you raise. One is about the gaps and how you should, not have gaps. So did you work in India, or how, 2019 graduation and then 2023? So did you work in the US only, or did you have Indian work experience also?
No, soon after my internship was completed, I graduated and I moved to US. But I did few electives during the time period, and I started working. I started working on my steps. The only thing which I would like to change, if I had to change for my journey, would be not not starting working as soon as I came to US. Like if I would have started it, like there would not be much gap. Like I just had to manage time in a better way so that I can work as well as do my step preparation.
Mm.
And then I applied last year. I was ready with application for last year, but I believe interview preparation was something which was not good for me. And then I continued working as a scribe, and the physician who I worked with as a scribe really helped me in a great way. Like his letter of recommendation was great. He helped me gain a free rotation, that too in a university program with a PD. And I took help of the interview preparation which Sarthi has, and that really boosted my performance for this match.
So before we get into the interview preparation, in terms of your scribe work experience, did they discuss this in the interviews about what you do, and were there questions about your work experience?
Yes, like I work at Thomas Jefferson University as a scribe, so it has a reputation within like all over US. So they really liked that part about me, and they tried to know like what like there are some of the older physicians, they don't know what really a scribe is, so they wanted to know what I do as a scribe, what are my duties, like am I involved in some kind of hands-on experience or not. Like as a scribe, it is legally not permitted for hands-on things, but like my physician knew that I have medical background, so we used to discuss cases which he mentioned in the LOR, and that really helped me, and
Excellent.
they really discussed about it in the interview.
Oh, okay. Okay. So now you said your PS and CV was well appreciated. So I'm assuming your mentor went through your PS and CV, Dr. Pagad, and gave you feedback on improvement.
Yes, as soon as I took Sarthi Platinum Package last year after going unmatched. During my first meeting itself, Dr. Pagad asked me to forward a copy of my personal statement as well as my CV from last year. He reviewed it and he asked me to make some changes based on my CV. He asked me to do some latest rotation so that I have LOR good as well as recent LORs, which really mattered as I'm 4 years past my graduation. And he went to my personal statement. He asked me to make some changes here and there, and we had monthly meetings so that I was on track on what to do for that particular month, and that really helped me to stay on path.
Okay, thank you. Now let's come to the most critical part, which was the interview preparation, because last year you had what, 7 interviews. This year you had 17, and you did very well. Uh, how did you use Sarthi resources for interview preparation?
Yeah, I really liked the point about Sarth's interview preparation, that you have the recorded session as well. Like as I was working as a scribe, it was not manageable for me to attend all the live sessions. So due to the recorded part, like I used to see whenever I have time, like on weekends, whenever I have off. So that really helped me. The other thing which I liked about Sarthi was the mock interviews. Like people, like if you hear from the people, they say that like be yourself in the interview, but it's something which is good for AMG. Like they know they have practice for interviews during their medical school applications and all. So they have that practice. Like us coming, like us as an IMGs, we don't have any experience with interviews. So that really helped me. Like the mock interviews were good. Like they gave me good feedback about the surroundings, like what surroundings should be there for interviews, like the camera angle and all, which is important as it's virtual interviews nowadays. And I believe that interviews are not what you want to say to the programs, but what they want to hear. That is more important. And that really helped. The Sathi classes and the mock interviews really helped me to come up with good answers. The content were same, but the way you deliver that matters, and that really was helpful.
Very good, very good. Thank you. Now, there are many students in the similar shoes that you were last year. What would be some of your tips based on your learning to these students who may be going into the match in the next season for 2024, based on your experience?
Yeah, the first thing would be like it's a long and depressing process, to be honest. But like the first thing should be like keep your heads up and keep working. Like match result is not something which is in our hand, but how do you approach it is in your hand. So like the first thing which is most important is like start working on your CV, start gaining recent USCs, that too with hopefully if you are able to get good LORs like hospital based or universities, that will really help you. And the other thing will be like personal statement. Like people usually don't pay that much emphasis on personal statement. They believe that it's just a single piece of document, just like write a story and it will be good. But programs literally pay a lot of attention on that. I attended AFP conference for FM, And all the PDs which I interacted with, the thing that is most important in your application was mentioned, that was personal statement. Scores are obviously one of the main factors for competitive specialty like internal medicine, or if you want to go for surgical part. But for FM, personal statement was the most important document which all the PDs talked about. So that is something which should be paid attention. The other thing which I would like to emphasize is your interview preparation. Like, obviously, people say that you can prepare yourself and do mocks with friends, but I would suggest like go for some professional services. Like Sarthi really helped me. So go for trial and tested services. Like there are many services available at this point of time, but go for trial and tested ones. Like that will, like if you take help from professionals, they have already been through your journey. They are already physicians. They are already PDs or faculty, so they know that what you should say and the way it should be delivered. So an interview preparation is most important. Like you will get interviews based on your CV, but at the end, interview preparation is what matters.
And how early should they be starting? So let's say someone is applying in September of 2024. What would be the ideal time to start? USC research and all that. Is it now? Is it July? July would be too late. So what do you think is the ideal time?
I believe like you should be you should prepare well ahead, like what year you are going to apply. I think on ideally it should be at least 1 to 1.5 years before the match season starts. You should be starting your preparation, like start building your CV, points which you want to make in your CV, start working on your USCs. Like nowadays, like if you want to do USC, that like through yourself, like if you don't want to use any services, if you want to apply yourself, then like there is a lot of waiting. You need to at least apply at least 5-6 months before you want to go. So if you want to save some money in that aspect, then you need to start up pre-planning it. About the other thing you should start is like start working on your personal statement. Like don't keep that till end. Like you already know what story you want to mention to the program directors about yourself. So I believe like 1 or 1.5 years before is ideal time to start your journey.
Well, thank you very much, Savan. Is there anything we missed that you would like to say, or did we cover everything?
Yeah, mostly it was covered. Like I would like to emphasize some points about Sarthi which I didn't mention so far. I really like the closed groups on Telegrams. Like I had a mentor, like he was there for me for the entire journey. He was approachable. He was always welcoming if I had any queries or something. But the other thing which I liked was closed groups. Like mentors won't be free 24/7 for you. They have their own work to do. But the panelists, like there were always someone or the other panelist who was assigned for the week. So there was always someone who was there for your questions, your queries, always there to guide you. The other thing, the most important thing in this journey is like build connection. Like connections are something which will help you. Like even if you have some of the red flags or you believe you have the red flags, but if you have connections, that will really help you. Like whenever you feel depressed, like go talk to your connections, talk to your mentors. Like it's a long and depressing journey, so you need some or the other support system to be there with you so that you don't give up.
Well, thank you very much, Savan, for a very motivating interaction. I think it'll really help other IMGs who are going into the match into subsequent season. Thank you again, and good luck in your new journey.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. We hope that video provided valuable insights for your journey. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And check out our website for details on how we can guide you to a successful match.